Tonight, road safety in 2026.
We have approximately 9 officers doing an increased focused initiative in regards to traffic enforcement.
Photo radar is gone, but the radar gun remains. How Ottawa police are hoping to make best use of the tools at their disposal in a new district model. The Canada Revenue Agency says it's owed billions in COVID-era benefits.
It is a huge amount of money for me as a single mom.
But some who are being targeted by collections say they applied in good faith and are hoping the CRA will back off. And it's now a global phenomenon.
Hudson, welcome to the show, Heated Rivalry.
The gay romance with a high-level hockey backdrop the TV world didn't know we needed until now. And this Crave original series could see Ottawa enter the chat in a big way in Season 2. Good evening. We begin tonight with a first look at a new Ottawa police unit dedicated to cracking down on speeders, and it takes officers no time to find them. CTV's Dylan Dyson was out in an enforcement zone today and joins us with more. Dylan.
Patricia, it's the way they've always done it, and now it's the only way to nab speeders. Officers in cars with radar guns pulling over drivers, a far cry from the speed camera ticket you would get in the mail weeks later. And out in Orleans today, that radar gun was consistently lighting up as police say speeding is on the rise.
There we go. 89.
On Mayor Road in Orleans, many drivers treat the 60-kilometer-an-hour limit as an option.
So this individual I stopped has prior speeding convictions on their record, so unfortunately they will be receiving the full charge today for the speeding for the 89 kilometers per hour and the 60 kilometer per hour zone.
Sergeant Josh Callahan is part of a new road safety unit with the Ottawa Police. The goal is to reduce dangerous driving behaviors like speeding, impaired driving, and distracted driving.
We've received complaints in how the Ottawa Police was servicing the community needs in regards to traffic safety.
It's much quicker since they've gotten rid of the cameras, for sure. I live in Convent Glen, and along there, you know, they reduced the speed, but nobody seems to adhere to it.
Very fast. I do not like the fact that the speed cameras are gone.
The new road safety units were announced back in the summer as part of a larger plan to shift to a 4-district policing model before the province scrapped the speed camera program.
It's been a trend for a number of years now that we're seeing higher speeds on the roadways. We're seeing a lot of speeding going on our roadways.
Launched in December, road safety units are in place in Ottawa's east, west, and south ends, with a central unit still to roll out.
Today, here in the East District, we have approximately 9 officers doing an increased focused initiative in regards to traffic enforcement for speed and stunt driving this morning. I myself have already stopped one driver for driving 109 kilometers in a 60 kilometer per hour zone. So the vehicle that I just stopped was a vehicle traveling over 80 kilometers per hour in a 60 kilometer per hour zone.
To Ottawa's drivers, traffic enforcement officers have a clear message.
Be cautious, be courteous to other drivers. Please take your time. And we have a slogan that we like to say that we've kind of adopted with the road safety unit is every trip matters. Drive smart and drive safe.
Ottawa police say these traffic blitzes take place in 2 to 3 hour windows each day and have been averaging around 25 tickets issued each time. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Dylan Dyson live for us tonight. Thank you. And you can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the Ottawa Police Service's new district traffic unit. Well, the Canada Revenue Agency says it's still owed more than $10 billion in COVID-19 emergency benefits paid to people later deemed ineligible. But for some Canadians who say they applied in good faith, the effort by the CRA to recover that money is now taking a toll. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more on this. Caitlin.
Yeah, Patricia, Embrun resident Dawn Barton worked in a service industry hit hard by pandemic shutdowns. She says she followed the rules as she understood them and applied to help keep her family afloat. Now, years later, she's facing collection calls and repayment demands from the CRA. For 27 years, Dawn Barton has worked as a hairstylist. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, she says she was forced to stop working because of restrictions. So like thousands of others, she applied for CERB, the Canada Emergency Response Benefit.
When I applied for EIs, it redirected me instantly to the CERB program. So I just assumed that that was where I was supposed to be.
She also applied for the Canada Recovery Benefit and the Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit. In total, she received $17,000 during the shutdowns. Now she's been asked to pay it all back.
I needed this income. I had a family to feed.
According to the Canada Revenue Agency, she wasn't eligible for CERB because she earned more than $1,000 of income during the applicable payment period, which she denies. As for the other two benefits, the CRA says she did not have a 50% reduction in her average weekly income compared to the previous year.
Hairstylists don't, a lot of us don't get paid by the hour. We get paid by commission, so our pays fluctuate. So it's really something that I feel like the CRA should take into consideration.
And she's not alone. The CRA says it's owed more than $10 billion in relief benefits from Canadians who didn't qualify.
It's a very common thing, and obviously a lot of people got CERB, and the rules were not entirely clear when it was granted. And some people are now being asked to pay it back because the government has decided that they didn't qualify.
As for Barton, she says she's appealed the decision and been denied twice, but doesn't understand why. She says CRA has already begun clawing back money, withholding tax refunds and other benefits until the full amount is paid.
I've had to visit food banks. I've had to ask for loans. And this amount of money, which is roughly about $7,000 they've taken from me this year alone, could have really helped keep my head above water.
In a statement, CRA says it remains sensitive to the hardship Canadians may be facing as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The agency says flexible payment arrangements are available and that applicants who disagree with a second review can apply to the federal court for a judicial review within 30 days of the decision. Patricia?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, new details tonight about a rollover crash on Saint Laurent Boulevard. A car flipped upside down yesterday afternoon. The driver crawled away and fled, and the entire dramatic incident was captured on video. It happened on Saint Laurent between Highway 417 and Tremblay Road around 3:30 in the afternoon. CTV's Katie Griffin is here with the details. Katie.
Patricia, those involved say it happened incredibly fast, and witnesses couldn't believe what they saw.
This guy just crashed his car and he's running from the police.
The dramatic aftermath of a two-vehicle crash captured on camera.
It was crazy. It looked like a scene from like a movie, just a guy running out of a rolled car and just bolting. It was pretty intense.
Julia Franklin and her daughter London were turning onto Saint Laurent Boulevard Wednesday afternoon and couldn't believe what they saw.
When we came off the highway, we saw a car flipped over, so I started recording, and then a man started climbing out, and he ran in front of my car right here. And he's like, stop, and he's completely panicked. I'm like, this man is in shock. Like, what if he needs help? So he just runs across the street, and then he just starts running down Saint Laurent. So I'm like, you know what, I could probably catch up to this guy and, like, make sure he's okay. And then I noticed the cop was, like, having a hard time doing a U-turn, so I just started going after him, and then the cop eventually caught up, and I let him do his job.
Ottawa police would not comment on the circumstances around the crash, only that they responded to a call for service in the area. They also wouldn't say why the area was shut down for nearly 12 hours. The province's Special Investigations Unit is not involved. Before the vehicle landed upside down, it hit another car. The driver of that vehicle did not want to appear on camera, but says as he was turning left onto Saint Laurent, he saw an SUV going fast. He says the driver tried to swerve around him but lost control, clipping his vehicle and then leaving the road. Paramedics say the man was taken to hospital in serious but stable condition.
Well, I just thought he was in shock, and then it kind of looked sketchy once he kept running, so I was a bit concerned.
Witnesses say the man was arrested nearby, but police refused to confirm that or whether any charges have been laid. Patricia.
CTV's Katie Griffin live for us tonight. Thank you. We do have extended coverage of that rollover crash yesterday, including the video. It's all on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Still ahead, flying high on the ice in a barn, a homemade rink that's a bit of a reach to get to. The appeal of this second-story Perth playground coming up. Well, it's been a great start to the skating season on the Rideau Canal, but with these mild temperatures, the skateway will temporarily close tonight. The red flags will go up at 10 p.m. The National Capital Commission says this will help preserve the ice surface during the warm spell. It says it will reopen the skateway as soon as the conditions permit. Since the canal opened on December 31st, there have been more than 170,000 visits. Pretty good. As we take a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam, it is 2 degrees out there right now. So yes, a little bit mild. You can understand the need to shut down the canal, but I know, Jackie, you are at a spot where the skating continues tonight, the Rink of Dreams, and that cold weather will come back eventually. That will most likely see the canal reopen.
Yes, and this is a good alternative because it's very close to the canal, and I was lucky enough to talk to some skaters. They were going to try to go to the canal earlier this evening, but they just said they think they did about like 500 meters, maybe even a kilometer before they said, you know what, the conditions aren't great. It's pretty slushy outside, so let's transition and come here to the canal because they could still get their beaver tail fix and their ice fix as well. Taking a look at the conditions, we can see that it has picked up here for the skating, mainly cloudy skies, so kind of a decent night out here to be out skating at the Rink of Dreams. Cloudy skies will carry us into our Friday morning, where we will start to see a little bit of freezing rain if you're heading out the door, and then rain up to about 5 millimeters of rain anticipated to carry us through most of our Friday. It will clear by Friday evening, though. But temperatures, we talked about how mild it's going to be. We're getting temperatures up to about 6-7 degrees. So we'll get a closer look at your forecast in just a bit. But for now, we'll take it back to you in studio. Patricia.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Well, a warning tonight about the fire risk posed by some items in your home that you may not expect. Earlier today, firefighters were called to an Orleans house after a blaze was sparked by a dog chewing on a battery-powered heated glove. This happened around 9 o'clock in the morning on Bevington Walk near 10th Line Road. So a home security camera captured video of the moment that the fire started. You can see a dog chewing on the glove on the couch before it starts to smoke. The glove and blanket quickly catch fire, and when crews arrived on scene 4 minutes later, heavy smoke and flames could be seen through a window. Firefighters did manage to rescue the dog and put out the flames. No one was injured, but an adult and child are now displaced. Ottawa Fire is reminding residents to safely store items containing lithium-ion batteries. Well, as we begin a new year, Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe is telling home builders that 2026 will be better than last year. He's once again sharing his plan to address a critical housing shortage by cutting red tape, but builders say there's a long way to go. CTV's Natalie Van Roy is live with the details. Natalie.
Patricia, the main promise from the mayor is that Ottawa should lead the country in getting homes built, but it comes at a time when many Canadians have given up on ever being able to afford a home.
Many Canadians like Celine Kirklew are struggling to even get into the housing market. It was once a dream, but that's changed.
Not right now, not with this economy. I would have said yes if it was 10 years ago, but not right now, actually.
Kirklew says he thought he could be a homeowner by now, but it's too expensive with interest rates and housing prices.
The interest rates on mortgages, it's really hard to get a house or get a down payments are too high, and cheaper to rent somewhere and, not deal with the headache of trying to buy a house.
Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe outlining a plan to get shovels in the ground for new properties.
We're moving faster, so that's our number one objective, is just to make it easier for people to build homes and to build them quickly. And the new zoning bylaw, together with the housing action plan, are making that happen.
Sutcliffe speaking at the mayor's breakfast for the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association, where developers and housing industry leaders gathered, including Robert Merkley, the CEO of a building materials supplier in Ottawa.
Ottawa's known for a lot of red tape, a lot of issues, and as you heard today, the mayor has cut out a lot of issues to make things streamlined.
City Council will decide on a new zoning bylaw this spring. It calls for higher buildings up to 11 meters in some neighborhoods to allow for larger family-sized units.
We're eliminating some of the studies that developers have to do before they get a property approved. They're costly, they take time, and in many cases they're not necessary. So we're eliminating 13 of those studies.
Sutcliffe is hoping new initiatives will help those struggling to get into the market.
I sympathize with young people who are wondering if they're ever going to be able to afford to buy a home. The rising cost of housing has been a big challenge in Ottawa and in every city in Canada. We're doing everything we can to make housing as affordable as possible.
As Ottawa anticipates a growing population, Affordable housing, a top priority for the year.
A big part of our problem is everyone is kind of stuck in the type of housing they're in, whether it's, bigger homes or mid-sized homes or rentals.
And Sutcliffe is hoping that the new zoning bylaw passes this month to allow for bigger units and more housing supply for a growing population that relies on being close to the city. Patricia.
CTV's Natalie Van Roy live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, more than 24 long-term care home residents will have to be temporarily relocated after flooding at the facility late last month. A pipe burst at the Carlton Lodge in Nepean on December 27th. No one was injured, but 40 rooms were damaged. In total, 26 residents were displaced from their rooms.
Those residents were relocated within the home initially, and then some of them are in the process of being relocated to other facilities in the region based on need by the provincial government.
It's unclear for how long residents will have to be relocated, but a family member says officials told her it may take up to 3 months to repair the damage. Well, tensions are high in Minneapolis as protesters and ICE agents clash after a 37-year-old woman was shot and killed yesterday. Protests and demonstrations continue throughout the day as residents and local officials push back against ICE and the Trump administration's justification of the shooting. The victim, who has been identified as a mother of 3, was in her car when she was fatally shot.
That woman is part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job.
The 37-year-old woman, identified as Renee Good, was a U.S. citizen. An investigation is underway, but state and local officials are accusing the FBI of blocking their access to evidence. A driver and company are facing multiple charges after a transport truck was pulled over for hauling an oversized load. OPP were called to Paul Martin Drive in the Laurentian Valley Township around 6 p.m. on Monday. The vehicle was carrying logs more than 100 feet long, or 31 meters. Police say the load was unsafe and improperly secured. Well, it will have you looking at Canada's game in a whole new way. A Crave original TV series called Heated Rivalry deals with the relationship between 2 very talented male hockey players. While the NHL is not connected to the series in any way, the fictional Major Hockey League contains some pretty accurate hockey detail. But it's the steamy storyline and the appealing characters drawn from a popular book series that are pulling people in. And as the global popularity of the show explodes, we are learning Ottawa may play a starring role in season 2. CTV's Kimberly Fowler has more.
And with that line, millions of fans erupted, proving that one moment can ignite a worldwide obsession. What began as a series of books about forbidden love between 2 rival hockey players
has Heated Rivalry made everybody insane? Yes!
Has grown into a global phenomenon. The Crave original series Heated Rivalry resonating in a powerful way.
Yeah, it's a show about hockey, and let's just say there's a lot of pucking.
Steamy but emotional, funny and real, the Canadian show's cast now international stars. It's Crave's most watched original series. And in the States, the series ranks second on HBO Max's top 10 most watched shows. And there's a capital connection.
As someone who was born and raised in Ottawa, it's really nice to actually be able to see people from all over the world experience the city as well and experience the capital.
Ottawa is rumored to be a big plot point in season 2, so we could see the production showcase iconic landmarks like the Rideau Canal, the Parliament Building, and a professional hockey arena. While the content is cutting edge, there's mass appeal right down to the clothing.
We started a petition, and it is a call for Team Canada, or really any organization that wants to go ahead and officially make this fleece in collaboration with Heated Rivalry and as well as the costume designer Hannah Pulley.
The goal is to get this sweater made into official Team Canada merch before the upcoming Olympics.
As of right now, our petition is just shy of 3,500 signatures. We've had Roots, Canadian Roots. Tim Hortons has also piped in as well. And we're excited to see where this goes and, if we can actually release the fleece.
And if you can't wait for an official release, you can also try to make one on your own.
It is a pretty simple make if you've got the sewing skills to do it. I recreated the Shane Hollander Team Canada fleece, and here's how I did it. It is like the most faithful book adaptation I think I've ever seen. It's really excellent. And I have full faith that season 2 will be the same.
Kimberly Fowler, CTV News.
Keep the stick tight against your skate.
Well, just ahead, we head to a barn in Perth where a resident has built an impressive skating rink on the top level. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. We are hanging out at the Rink of Dreams. We got some skaters here. You know what? Spirits aren't dampened here, even though, what was the original plan today, guys?
Rideau Canal.
Rideau Canal, but it was closed, so.
It was more like the slushy canal.
The slushy canal. So we're here instead, girls' night, enjoying the conditions?
Yes, it's amazing. It's hot.
And there's music and
beaver tails.
We already had ours, though.
Hey, enjoy. Have a good time. Enjoy your skate around the Rink of Dreams. Here's a live look through our Centennial glass sky cam showcasing Elgin Street. The current temperature, 2 degrees. It's a little chilly, though. The wind's slightly picking up. So bundle up if you're heading down to the Rink of Dreams. Open until 11 p.m. tonight.
Today's snow report brought to you by Mont Cascade, only 20 minutes from Ottawa.
And taking a look at your ski conditions today at Mont Cascade, not a lot of new snow, but you have those mild temperatures for skiing. There's a pretty solid base. 4 lifts are open and 13 runs are available. As we take a look elsewhere in the region, all 3 lifts at Calabogie Peaks are operational, 15 runs. 3 of 4 lifts at Vorlage, at Camp Fortune, 5 of 7 lifts, and at Edelweiss, 2 lifts are running and 11 runs are open to skiers and snowboarders.
At Mont Cascade, we continue to improve your experience. Latest technology snow guns and our RFID direct-to-lift system are new this year. Come and join us.
Building a backyard rink is a Canadian tradition, but a Perth man is taking it to new heights. He's built an indoor ice rink in the 2nd-story loft of his barn. Here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
It's not your typical homemade ice rink. John Ryan built this in the 2nd-story loft of his Perth, Ontario barn.
If you know me, I'm a pack rat and the first floor is full. There's no room.
That's right. Ground floor is for storage. Upstairs, for fun.
It's fun and it's helpful.
Keep the stick tight against your skate.
Originally built for his children years ago. Now his grandchildren get to enjoy skating close to home.
Like, mostly every day. Like when I come home from school. Because when I'm bored, I can just come here.
Do you have fun here?
It's great for the kids. They're able to come and skate at Nana and Papa's anytime they want. It helps them practice their skills for hockey.
He says the structure is sturdy, designed to hold the weight of bales of hay. He tried the traditional outdoor rink first, but that wasn't his thing.
Laziness. I'm tired of packing the snow down and watering stuff like this. This, once you've got it in, my son and I think 4 hours, we had it ready to go. Throw the hose in it and walk away.
Of course, he added boards, lights.
Taylor, are you ready for some more hockey?
And a staircase to make getting up and down easier. Ryan's been doing this for 16 years now, and even though it is indoors, it's still very weather dependent.
You take the pucks and the nets off and let it puddle up. Once she gets hard, she's good to go again.
With hopefully many seasons to look forward to.
Well, my grandkids now live behind me, and my son has got a baby on the way, so we'll be doing it till we can't do it anymore.
Peter Sperling, CTV News, Perth.
I was watching there to see how they climb up. It looks like you have the boots on and then you change into your skates when you get up there, right? No skates on the ladder. Would make sense. What a great endeavor. Very cool for the grandchildren. Well, some of the snow outside is starting to melt as it's a little less wintry than it was. Temperatures above the freezing mark tonight, although this still looks quite beautiful, but we do have rain in the forecast for tomorrow, so some of it will perhaps wash away before it all gets cold again. And it's all about Plan B at the Rink of Dreams tonight for people who are intending to skate at the Rideau Canal. Jackie, accommodating the weather as it takes a little dip back into mild territory.
Well, that's right, Patricia. We are in for some wet weather tomorrow, and it's going to dampen much of the capital, but it has not dampened spirits here at the Rink of Dreams. A good alternative if you were hoping to get to the canal this evening. So a reminder, the Rink of Dreams here open until 11 p.m. tonight if you want to get a little skate in, maybe perhaps some beaver tail as well. And the conditions are pretty nice for this evening, too. Right now, temperatures are about 2 degrees, which is what our daytime high was, but keep note that because it's getting a lot later, the wind is slightly picking up, and it's getting a little little bit chillier, so you definitely want to layer up a bit. Tonight's lows around the region, about -3, -4 degrees for Ottawa, Cornwall, -1 in Brockville, still staying above seasonal and above the freezing mark for Kingston at 2 degrees, and Kemptville sitting around -3. Now, as we look towards tomorrow's daytime highs, yes, it's going to be unusually warm for this time of year. About 6-7 degrees really for most of eastern Ontario, but with this comes the chance of rain moving through. The best chance of the rain will likely be in the early part of the morning, so around mid-morning we could see most of it moving through. A little bit of freezing rain, though, when you head out the door at 7 a.m., so keep an eye on the icy, slippery conditions as you make your way into work and towards school. Now, it is going to have periods of rain. It's going to lighten up throughout the afternoon, so there may be periods of breaks from the rain, but it is still going to carry us into the evening, where it should clear up for our Saturday. So we're in for some mainly cloudy skies as we head into the weekend. Right now, though, across Canada, you can see that temperatures are much warmer, especially for January. So about freezing mark for Fredericton and Halifax. The warmth really continuing for all of Quebec and for all of Ontario as well. 3 degrees in Timmins. We've got 9 degrees in Windsor for the current temperature right now. There's a little bit of that chill for Saskatoon at -12 and Regina -10, but Calgary is sitting around the freezing mark and Edmonton hovering around the freezing mark as well. Now, today's weather brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aids, celebrating over 80 years in family business. 3 to 5 millimeters of rain is what we're anticipating for Friday when all is said and done. And then Saturday, cloudy skies with a daytime high of about 0. Temperatures are going to start to dip below with -2 the daytime high for Sunday, and won't be until middle of next week that we can anticipate much colder conditions with those overnight lows about -19, -12 for, I believe it's going to be for Thursday. Patricia, we will take it back to you in studio. Talking to a lot of people here, you can see that it has really picked up. I'm told that a boarding school, or sorry, not a boarding school, but a school outing is taking place right now, and a lot of them, it's their first time skating. So you'll see a lot of people on the skates for the very first time here at Rink of Dreams.
Inside the boards, not at a boarding school. Okay, we got it. Thank you very much.
I don't know how to feel. I just going along with it.
Well, coming up, a special birthday party for one Ottawa resident who is now 103 years old. Well, her kids are in their 60s and 70s, and she is still going strong. A local woman who has blown past the 100-year milestone and is blowing out the candles to celebrate 103. Here's CTV's Dave Charbonneau.
Happy birthday to you.
It's a monumental day for Jean Broadfoot.
How old are you today? 103.
She's turning 103 years old, still taking life one day at a time.
I don't know how to feel. I just going along with it.
As for her secret to hitting this milestone, she says there's no mystery, just good health and good fortune.
I don't know. I guess I'm just healthy and I'm lucky.
This is her and my father.
And her family knows just how special this moment is.
Well, 103 doesn't come very often, so it's very special.
Her 4 children are all in their late 60s and early 70s. 2 of her sons were able to attend the celebration. It's a day they never expected, but one they're grateful to share.
We never thought we would be here, but here we are. It's special. It doesn't happen very often for anyone, and we're just glad it happened for her.
At Park Place Retirement, staff say Broadfoot is known as much for her sharp wit as her long life.
Jean is probably the most witty senior you will ever meet in your life. She has a wonderful sense of humor. She can always make all of the staff here smile just by the way she shows up to things. She always has a comment about something and she laughs right after she says it.
And even at 103, she's not done looking ahead.
So I'm going to be back next year for when you turn 104.
All right. I'll see you then.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Dave Charbonneau getting the invite solidified. Very nice. And happy birthday. Well, some other stories you need to know right now. Ottawa police are making changes to the way they answer calls. CTV's Stephen Keys is here with what you need to know about that and other stories. Steph?
Patricia, the Ottawa police are calling it the new Community Connect program. And the main highlight is the fact they could be providing updates to some of the calls they receive by text message. Text updates will be sent for calls where there is no immediate threat to life or crime in progress. Text updates will confirm that calls were received, outline next steps, provide case numbers, and inform callers of potential delays to the police response. Some callers will also receive a link via text message to a voluntary survey asking them to provide feedback on the service. The program starts on January 15th. A new business is moving into Old Ottawa South, taking over the former longtime location of the Life of Pie Bakery. Signs are up on the building's Bank Street windows saying Roberto's Corner Italian Deli and Cafe is coming soon. It will be the restaurant's second location in the city. There's no date yet for when it will open. Life of Pie closed at the end of December after nearly 18 years in business. The Queensway Carleton Hospital is introducing a monthly 50-50 lottery in honor of its 50th anniversary. The hospital says all net proceeds will support the hospital in acquiring high-priority medical equipment. The first draw is set for January 30th, and the hospital says the jackpot is currently nearing $20,000. A $1,000 early bird prize will also be awarded on January 16th.
And the referee towards the goal. Rebound in front, they score!
The Sens were hoping for a win in Utah last night, but that was the only goal they scored. The Mammoth came out on top with a 3-1 win. The Sens are in Colorado tonight facing the Avalanche. It's another late game. Puck drop is 9 p.m. You can watch the game on TSN 5 and listen to it on TSN 1200. Patricia, I know you like when I say this. Go Sens, go.
I do love when you say that, and I do know that you can watch it and listen to it. I forgot last night because it was so late to actually put it on, so you got to remember tonight. It's also at high altitude. They don't play very well there, so maybe this will be the time that they break that curse. In Colorado, a little lower altitude for Jackie, who's out at the Rink of Dreams tonight, where they're enjoying the conditions that are perfect for the Rink of Dreams, not so great for the Canal.
Yes, I mean, we just learned within the last couple of hours that the NCC has decided to temporarily close the Rideau Canal's gateway, and that the contributing factor is the mild temperatures. I mean, we saw it today. I mean, yesterday people were out in shorts for their run. We might even see more tomorrow as temperatures get closer to about 6-7 degrees. So it did bring a lot of disappointment to people, but they found some solitude here at the Rink of Dreams. Here's what they had to say.
Well, it's been warm for the last few days, so I'm not surprised. But it'll get colder, and then we'll be able to go out again. So hopefully soon.
Well, at first I wanted to get all these guys good at skating first, and then go there. They're almost there.
Okay. Well, our original plan was to go skating on the canal. I have my parents in town for the weekend, and of course we have to go skate. I mean, it's iconic. So our plan was to go to the canal, but it ended up not being the best ice today, so we ended up at the Rink of Dreams.
I must say disappointed because we just flew in today from Winnipeg to spend the weekend with our daughter and go skating on the canal. And so glad we got a little skate in today before it closed and got to come up to the Rink of Dreams.
They're great up here. It's fantastic to skate here. And the canal is a little bit rough, but it's, you know, it's something to do when you're here.
It is something to do when you're here, to go on the canal, especially when you're visiting, and hopefully the canal will open very soon. But again, an alternative that a lot of people were okay with, Patricia, was to head here to the Rink of Dreams. I'm actually in the corner of my eye. The beaver tail stand here is also bumping, and maybe we'll get that before the end of the 7 o'clock, or by the 7 o'clock rolls around.
Yeah, beaver tails for dinner. I love it. One of my favorites. Thanks, Jackie.
Still very much in the thick of it right now. We're seeing high levels of flu in all of our indicators, the wastewater, in terms of people testing positive, outbreaks.
Well, just ahead, Ottawa's top doctor provides an update on the flu season in the capital.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
We are going to try to find the bright side of midwinter and the coldest, darkest days of the year. The January blahs are real and can be made more frustrating at the peak of flu season. Flu still a concern out there, as one of the worst seasons in years. The Ottawa Hospital is using an overflow area to handle an influx of patients. More than 1 in 3 people tested for the flu in hospital are testing positive. It's a bad year. We kind of knew it was coming. We're in it now. Dr. Trevor Arneson is Ottawa's Medical Officer of Health, here with an update on the flu season and kind of how to make the best of winter as best we can. Want to start with flu, though, in hospitals being over capacity. We were hearing from your counterpart, Dr. Paul Remiliotis, that maybe we were getting to the worst of it, or maybe over the hump. Does it feel like there are better days ahead here?
Well, certainly there are better days ahead, but we're still very much in the thick of it right now. We're seeing high levels of flu in all of our indicators, the wastewater, in terms of people testing positive, outbreaks. This is all still a really bad situation, as we've been talking about all year. The good news is that we are starting to see that the numbers might be turning that corner and coming down week over week. But it's really just the first sign of that. So I think it's possible that we're at the peak or slightly past the peak, but we still have to be vigilant and take those protective measures.
The common sense measures,
those are washing your hands. There's still time to be vaccinated against flu, but hand washing, staying home when sick to prevent others from getting sick. These are the ones that people really need to be focusing on right now.
Okay, the good stuff that we know works, certainly. Want to talk about where we're at here in the middle of winter, and seasonal affective disorder is real, right? People struggle with depression, or they feel this. Days are shorter. You're not getting outside as much when it's cold. How does all that play out?
So certainly, we live in a northern country, and the days get very short around Christmas, and again, that one is starting to slowly turn around as well, as the days will get longer. But right now is the time where we're seeing a lot of people suffering from seasonal affective disorder. So it's a subtype of depression, and generally it's exacerbated by the sunlight. And what we're encouraging people to do is be mindful of their mental health. Check on others, but also try to maintain those social connections. Try to get outside if they can, and experience some fresh air and sunlight on brighter days than today. But certainly there's things people can do to improve their mental health at this time of year.
Okay, I want to talk quickly about that sunlight aspect in particular. If it really is a lack of sunlight, and we got a day today where we were saying the sun was going to be coming out this afternoon, but it didn't. You mentioned get outside. Even if you don't see bright sun, there's still something about that light, that natural light outside, right?
I think it's certainly part of the cause, but clinical depression is multifaceted. It's a very complex illness. What we're saying is that everyone in the population can be a little bit affected this time of year. It's also because of the social isolation of the weather. You might see older adults are hesitant to go outside because of concerns about trips and falls and so forth. So there's other options in terms of walking around. Indoor settings like malls is something that a lot of people do. But really, for your personal health, you can go on our website and see we have some resources which discuss these things. But exercise, eating healthy, all these things become really important at this time of year to maintain our mental health.
And out of time, but the light machines, are they good or not?
Sure, they can be something that people use. Certainly, it's related to light, this issue, and some people may decide to try those, and they may work.
One facet. All right. Dr. Arneson, thank you very much for your time. Good luck getting through the winter yourself.
Thanks very much.
We have more details on what you need to know about the flu season in Ottawa and tips from Dr. Trevor Arneson on improving your mental health in the winter months. You can find that on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, just ahead, new data on Canada's trade balance with the U.S.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Holidays are long over. We need a weekend. Time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Kicking it off with your Ottawa Black Bears. Join them tomorrow at Canadian Tire Centre while they host the Halifax Thunderbirds and spend the night honoring the Indigenous origins of lacrosse. Fans will experience the spirit of the game through vibrant storytelling, cultural moments, and of course, intense on-floor action. You don't want to miss it. Grab your tickets at ottawablackbears.com. Next up, 613 Flea is back on Saturday inside the Aberdeen Pavilion at Lansdowne. You can browse items from over 150 vendors, including vintage clothing, antiques, and one-of-a-kind finds. Admission is is free and it runs from 10 to 4 p.m. And last on the list today, the 2026 Canadian National Skating Championships are happening this weekend at Slush Puppy Centre in Gatineau. This is featuring almost 200 skaters in the men, women, pairs, ice dance, and synchronized skating disciplines. And they're competing for some spots on the national team, which is so exciting. Make sure you check it out. Of course, lots more happening as the new year gets underway in the capital. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tania Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Canadian exports to the U.S. fell in October to the lowest level ever recorded when you exclude the pandemic. BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez has more.
Canada's overall trade balance went from a surplus in September to a deficit in October. Statistics Canada puts the deficit at $583 million, with Canadians importing more computers, smartphones, and other electronics in October. And that offset gains in unwrought gold Canada exported to countries, excluding the U.S. The trading partners we exported the most to, the U.K. and the U.S. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 72.14. West Texas Intermediate is up $1.77 to 57.76. Western Canadian Select is down $1.62 to 41.43. And the TSX gained back 243 points today, ending the day at 32,378. Those are your business headlines. I'm Mirella Fernandez.
Winner, Canyon. Well, just ahead, Happy New Year. A group of friends from our region is starting 2026 $1 million richer after a big lottery win. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. I'm hanging out with the Zoha and friends here. You brought quite the group from New Ottawa, hey?
Yeah, we're here with the Muslim Student Association, just doing some skating, hot chocolate, and beaver tails.
Of course, these are the classics for hanging out here in Ottawa on what is a pretty mild evening for January. Again, the Rink of Dreams open until 11 p.m. Now, here's a live look through our Centennial glass sky cam. It's 2 degrees out here in downtown Ottawa, and here's a wonderful view of Sussex Drive.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
It is mild for now, but in a few days it gets cold again, and there is some skating to be done while the canal closes tonight and reopens likely within a few days. Jackie?
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Alternative, we've got the Rink of Dreams, and yeah, it does look empty than what we saw just moments ago, and that's because we've got the Zamboni moving through, getting some smoother ice conditions here. Again, Rink of Dreams open until 11 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow, though, different story. Maybe really tough to be out here. We got some freezing rain moving in early, -5 to start things off. We're warming up to temperatures about 6 degrees, and throughout our Friday we're anticipating up to 5 millimeters of rain. This should clear by Friday evening though, and then Saturday in for some cloudy conditions with a daytime high of about 0. So we're going to have a mild weekend, and then we will start to get some cooler conditions by the end of next week. And that's it from us here, Patricia and Stefan from the Rink of Dreams. So spirits were dampened by the canal, but here, a good alternative for this evening.
All right. Good stuff, Jackie. Thank you. Tomorrow, damp, mild, +6.
Yeah.
You and I can go out.
That's right.
Warm enough for that.
Splashing some puddles.
Yeah, exactly. Stefan Keys is leading the team tonight into the 11:30. What are we looking at?
Yeah, Patricia, Ontario taxpayers should take interest in this story we'll be sharing tonight as the Ford government looks to spend a hefty amount of money redeveloping Ontario Place in Toronto. The cost could be upwards of $2 billion, and this too has the Ford government cloaked in controversy. There's a group fighting to block the redevelopment of the waterfront property, and now it appears to be heading to the Supreme Court following an appeal. Ford suggests it's worth the investment. Tonight we'll have more details about what the future of Ontario Place could look like and the strong comments from the Premier about the group trying to stop it from happening. Join us tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
All right, good stuff. Steph will do. And finally for us tonight, a group of local residents starting the new year off a little richer after winning the lottery. So 8 friends won $1 million. They matched all the 7 encore numbers in exact order. This was back in the October 24th Lotto Max draw. François Philippe of Ottawa, one of the 8. And the group includes 4 other people from right here in Ottawa, 1 person from across the river in Gatineau, another from Finch and from Chesterville. They purchased the winning ticket at a Petro-Canada on Innes Road in Gloucester. That's a pretty good smile right there.
That's a happy camper.
Friends to
Lotto
share
winner
that
for
joy
sure.
with. That's awesome.
Very happy for them.
We
We need to do a group lotto.
We do. We didn't win the Chio Dream of a Lifetime
We won nothing.
lottery yesterday either.
$80
So here
million
we are.
jackpot. No.
Here we are complaining about the cold and all of that, just like usual. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thanks so much for being here.